Hey there, I'm Steve, and this is the EBD show, the read along companion to my book, The Enough Bucket, a field guide for learning designers suffering from enough bucket dysmorphia. If this is your first time here, welcome. You're safe, and I see you. If you're coming back for more, well, welcome back. You've definitely found your people. You're not broken, you've just got EBD. Welcome home.
You're not broken, you just got EBD. Building shiny shrines to your own anxiety. Multi-layer menus, 20-minute quests, when all they really wanted was a cheat sheet at their desk. Learners just want to do their job, not play hide and seek in your content fog. You're not broken, you've just got EBD. We're here to help you, welcome to the show.
Hello, folks. You've probably forgotten who this is. It's Steve, and it's time for episode 11 of the EBD show. Here's the thing that I've realized about setting this thing of doing a podcast / read along companion and being consistent. Being consistent is really easy when you don't have a lot of competing priorities, but for some reason, and I'm not alone in this, I believe this is the entire industry and all of my colleagues at the moment, stuff pops up and things get busy. And unfortunately, when things get busy, if you don't have a good system or process in place to continuously produce your little EBD adventures of the EBD show, then it gets pushed to the side. And for the last 4 weeks, that's been the case. But we are back and we are here for this week's episode of the EBD show. The show keeps on marching on, which is absolutely amazing. And man, 4 weeks anywhere is literally like the whole needle can move. The whole infrastructure, the very fabric of our beings and worlds, professions can move, which is absolutely staggering to think that we're in a part of our world and a stage in time where things can move so quickly that we have no idea like what we were doing 4 weeks ago. I remember 4 weeks ago, like ChatGPT was good, but now it's like epic. And then Gemini's replaced ChatGPT as being like one of the market's best AI solutions. And then there's a whole new advancement in video. There's a whole advancement in audio. 11 Labs keeps putting out some cool stuff. And EBD starts to creep in. And as a result, I've seen many flare-ups in our team internally, but myself personally, and some of my colleagues just having trouble letting go and overcommitting. This week is no different. We are into chapter 9, the completion conspiracy. And I'm really excited because we have this idea of enslaving our learners to complete certain things. And one of the most offensive things that I think you can do to a learner is lock the next button until you do what I say, you insolent peasant. How dare you? How dare you think you can breathe without fully completing every single drop-down accordion that I've put on this page? You will suffer the way that I've suffered building this thing. What a terrible way to look at the world. And so locking things down, you know, it has a place, but the completion conspiracy is absolutely real. And this chapter hits really, really hard. So let's get into it. Chapter 9, the completion conspiracy. When the cult meets the curse and your learners become prisoners. For those of you listening to this, there is a picture of a learner chained to a computer with a LMS security camera looking at them. There's 2 shadowy-like characters behind the jail cell bars with a padlock on there that says obedience, learning, big data is watching. One of the shadowed characters is named Darth Progress Bar, and the other is Emperor Analytics. Let's set the scene. You've built a course so obsessed with tracking completion that learners can't access anything out of order, not just modules, individual slides. They must spend a minimum of 2 minutes on each screen before the next button unlocks. If they try to jump ahead, a pop-up appears. Please review all content before proceeding. But wait, there's more. If they spend less than the optimal time on a section, they get redirected to a supplementary review module. If they score less than 100% on any quiz, they have to retake not just the quiz, but the entire section that led up to it. Welcome to the completion conspiracy, where the cult, designing for analytics, has just joined forces with the curse, forcing linear completion, to create the ultimate learning prison. Your LMS has become Alcatraz with SCORM tracking. Symptom diagnosis. The completion conspiracy happens when two EBD symptoms team up like learning design's supervillains. You're not just measuring everything, you're forcing everything. You're not just tracking progress, you're controlling it. Emperor Analytics has convinced Darth Progress Bar that learners can't be trusted with choice. Shout out to all our Star Wars fans there. I hope you appreciated the reference. Together, they've built a Death Star of forced sequential completion, where every click is monitored, every pause is measured, and escape, it's impossible. Execute Order 66. Your learners aren't students. They're digital hostages hanging to content jail just to hit 100%. My epic fail. I built a leadership program and was simultaneously obsessed with completion and metrics. I was going through the completion and metrics phase of my career and forced linear progression. I'm just remembering these projects as I read the example. Gosh, how far I've come. There's hope, folks. I built a digital prison where learners served time. Their only crime? Clicking too fast. Gosh. Internal dialogue. If they skip stuff, how do we know that they've learned anything? I need to track every click. The business needs hard data. Mastery requires time on screen. Engagement equals linear progression, obviously. Reality check. This feels like being trapped in an educational escape room designed by someone who hates me. I've been clicking through mandatory content for 2 hours. I still don't know what I'm supposed to do differently at work. Your course doesn't teach anything. It just tests whether I can follow arbitrary rules while being watched. The conspiracy had turned learning into surveillance. Learners weren't gaining skills. They were serving time in my digital prison while I collected data about their captivity. Early warning signs. You track completion metrics more obsessively than learning outcomes. Your courses have more checkpoints than airport security. You feel personally offended when learners skip optional content. Oof. Yep, that hurt me too, folks. You use words like mastery to justify forced linear progression. Your LMS dashboard has more data than Netflix analytics. Recovery actions. Break up the gang. Separate completion tracking from completion forcing. Measure what people do, don't control what they can do. The freedom test. Remove one artificial barrier and see if learning actually suffers. Spoiler alert, it won't. Focus on outcomes, not consumption. Ask, did they change behavior? Or did they click everything? Trust the learner. Design for choice, not compliance. People are smarter than your analytics dashboard thinks they are. Remember, learners don't need a progress bar to prove to you that they're learning. They need a space to actually learn. Every gate you add, every timer you set, every forced sequence you create is another barrier between them and the thing they came to do. Break the conspiracy. Set your learners free. Oh boy. Darth Progress Bar and Emperor Analytics. What an absolute. Sometimes it's been so long since I wrote this, and I mean, long in my world is a couple of months, but where, what state of mind was I in when I was coming up with some of these names? I mean, there it is, right? Digital hostages clicking through your content jail just to hit 100%. I think that's the real key here, folks, is that when 100% completion becomes the goal of your learning program, you have wandered so far off the reservation and forgotten the whole point to why we create learning in the first place, that you don't have EBD, you're just cooked. You need to let go of the tools and take a break. And with Christmas coming, I think that's ideal that some of us might need a bit of a break. It's like, if they can skip stuff, how do we know they've learnt anything? I need to track every click. The business needs hard data. You know what? It's the conspiracy has turned into learning surveillance. It's not about skill acquisition anymore. It's about just compliance and ticking a box. That's where learning goes to die, folks. And we need to, as learning designers, we need to push back. We need to recognize if we're doing that. We need to then justify. And I think some of the recovery actions: break up the gang, separate the tracking, the freedom test, focus on outcomes, not consumption, and trust the learner. Trust the learner to do what they need to do. And my opinion on compliance training is you can't put lipstick on a pig, or there's only so much that you can do. It's still a pig. And we have to convince or understand that sometimes you just need to give the learner the path of least resistance to get through it in a way that's going to save their credits and their attention for something more impactful. Now, the counter argument of that is, compliance training is impactful. It is serious. Yes, it is, but it doesn't necessarily have the same response from the learners. We know that it's important, but no matter what you do, it's really difficult to get learners to care about a next blasting fest and a multi-choice quiz just to get 100% every year, with no evolution in how we actually run that. So yeah, there you have it, folks. What was your aha moment with the completion conspiracy? Please feel free to share that #EBD on LinkedIn. And folks, we're back. The run into Christmas is happening. Hopefully you're all starting to ramp up, ramp down, enjoy some Christmas and holiday cheer, and have some well-earned rest and recovery over the Christmas period. And however you choose to celebrate that, whether you celebrate it at all, it doesn't matter, because remember, you're not broken. You've just got EBD. See you next Tuesday, folks. Good to be back.
You're not broken, you just got EBD. Building shiny shrines to your own anxiety. Multi-layer menus, 20-minute quests, when all they really wanted was a cheat sheet at their desk. Learners just want to do their job, not play hide and seek in your content fog. You're not broken, you've just got EBD. We're here to help you. Welcome to the show.